Oh my god, I didn't realize how difficult buying a place in Munich would be. First reason, price is expensive. Second reason, the availability of properties on the market. And third reason is just to do with the general quality and condition of the properties. If you're buying kind of like an old property, and I'm not talking about the very beautiful, very historic buildings, if you're just talking about a property that's maybe 20, 40, 50 years old, you're looking at around 10,000 euros per square meter. And then if you want to have a brand new property with, state-of-the-art glazing, brand new floors, etc, you're looking at around 12,000 euros per square meter at least. There's actually a really good website that gives you an indication of the price per square meter. It should pop up on the screen about now, so you can see it. I'll also put it in the description so you can use the tool yourself to check it out. The second point I want to talk about is just the sheer availability of properties on the market. Boy oh boy, when I say availability, I mean no availability. There are way too many people that want to purchase places and not enough properties on the market to fulfill these demands. Munich is a really wonderful city and a lot of people want to come here and they want to buy a place here and they want to live here, and it's also an attractive market for investors. If you just go onto like normal estate agents websites, you'll find that there are a couple of properties listed, but they're just not very nice. All of the nice ones never make it onto the websites because the demand is so high. The agents, they never even need to list them onto websites before they're snatched up. A lot of properties actually just get sold through word of mouth. You know someone who knows someone who knows someone who is selling a property, so then you get put in contact with them, and then if it's good, it gets bought before it's ever listed to the public. So this means that a lot of properties I did see in person during my 1.5 year long search were just like crap. And also I find because the demand for properties is so high, a lot of the agents don't really make much effort in chasing you up, trying to negotiate and showing you around. The properties, they just like sell themselves. Actually, a couple of properties I went to see, and the semi-nice ones basically got sold within the week. It just goes so fast. You as a buyer really don't have so much room for negotiating because you just have to like get in there and buy it because the competition is so fierce. So now let's talk about the availability of new built properties. This is also not so easy. If you want to buy a property that you can move into within the year, you're not going to be able to pick from a whole block of apartments. You're only going to be able to get the leftover apartments. So if you want to be able to pick the apartment that's most ideal for you, then you need to contact the developer and already reserve the property that you want 3 years or 4 years before you can move in, because they still haven't started construction. The difficulty I had was just to do with the quality of the apartments that were on offer. The properties are so expensive in Munich. I needed to tick a lot of boxes in order to justify me signing my life away to like a 50-year mortgage to pay for this property, So here are a list of criteria that I thought were non-negotiable for me. And this is what made it also quite tricky to find a good property that fulfilled my needs in the city. So I really wanted an apartment on the top floor because it would save me having to always worry about disturbing a neighbor, and also I would not have to suffer ever hearing the footsteps of people above me. That was super important to me. Another important factor was that the apartment had to be a corner unit. If you are in a room which have windows that faces 2 directions, the quality of light and the quality of the space inside that room is just so much more comfortable. And for me, it didn't matter so much in the rental, but if I'm buying a place and I want to live there, I need to know at least the living space has windows on multiple sides. Another really important factor was that the apartment needed to have a large balcony. If I'm not living in a house with a garden and Munich gets quite warm in the summer, it really makes a huge difference whether you have a little bit of balcony outdoor space. I also know that I could never live in a property that is north facing. North facing rooms are great for working spaces, for offices, for artist studios, where you just want brightness but without a lot of direct sunlight reflecting into the room. However, if you're a mammal, you're just drawn to direct sunlight. Direct sunlight is warm, it makes you feel good, it makes the spaces look comfortable, look cozy. It was also important that the apartment was freehold, not leasehold. And now, after having worked from home for the better half of 2 years, I realized how important it is to have like a home office space. So the new property I bought had to be big enough to have a bedroom and an office space. So basically I was looking for an apartment that was at least 60 square meters with 2 bedrooms. I know I live in Germany, and in Germany people love cars. They're so into cars, understandable. But I am not an experienced driver and I don't own a car, so this really kind of limited my mobility. Wherever I ended up living, it had to be within walking distance of an U-Bahn station or S-Bahn station or a tram that goes very regularly. So, having listed all these difficulties and all these criteria, what did I end up doing? Well, first, I had to expand my horizon a little bit and look further outside the city center of Munich, find a property that fulfilled my needs and that was within my budget, so I don't have to be like a house slave. Although having said that, I think my mortgage does take like 50 years to pay off, so we ended up moving to a property in the south of Munich. I think the south is quite nice because you're very close to the Alps, to the mountains. You're really close to a lot of lakes. You have great access to nature. So all in all, it kind of worked out. Not exactly how I imagined. I'm not living like a super cosmopolitan life, sipping cocktails every week. To be honest, I haven't done that for like 5 years now. So in the end, we found an apartment that fulfilled most of our needs, didn't take everything, but it ticked enough that I felt good enough to sign away 60 years of my life to pay this. Okay, I think at some point I said 40 and then 50 and then 60. In my mind, this mortgage I have just keeps getting larger and larger. Oh God. So this is all I have to share this week about why it's so hard to buy a place in Munich. In my next video, I will share a bit more information about the property we did end up buying, including like a tour of the apartment, what it came with, the costs associated with buying the property, the actual price and what we got. So if you're interested, subscribe and hopefully I'll see you very soon.